Have you ever wanted to develop mental toughness and cultivate a stronger mind? Having a strong mind means having confidence, the ability to take action, and resilience in the face of stress. It's essential for leading a peaceful and fulfilling life. Now, there are many ways to develop mental toughness, like exercising and taking care of your health. But today on UQ, I want to talk about something that's often overlooked but just as important: breaking bad mental habits. Just like how you can't lose weight even if you form a good exercise habit but continue to indulge in junk food, you can't develop mental toughness if you keep engaging in bad mental habits. So, in this video, I'm going to share with you 5 bad mental habits that you need to stop doing right now. You may think, but breaking habits is easier said than done. Don't worry, I've got you covered. Later in the video, I'll share some tips on how to stop each one of these bad habits. So, if you're ready to learn how to develop mental toughness and cultivate a stronger mind, then keep on watching. The first bad mental habit that weakens your mind is taking other people's opinions too seriously. Whether it's your parents, friends, or superiors telling you that you're not good enough or you're a failure, it's easy to believe them and carry that negative self-image with you for years. But they don't have to be taken seriously. People who criticize others usually have underlying issues of their own, like stress or low self-esteem. They may use hurtful words to make themselves feel better. So, don't let their words get to you. Later on, I'll share some tips on how to break this habit. The second bad mental habit that weakens our minds is the tendency to cling to the status quo. Our brains are wired to resist change and to seek comfort and familiarity, a phenomenon known as status quo bias. However, staying in our comfort zone and avoiding challenges can hinder our mental strength. Our minds are like plants that need to grow and evolve to thrive. Without progress, they can wither and weaken. That's why a sense of growth and progress is crucial for our mental toughness and overall well-being. The third bad mental habit that can weaken our mental state is the tendency to compare ourselves with others. We often find ourselves thinking, "That person earns more than me," or "That person has a nicer car than me." This habit of constantly comparing ourselves with others can have a negative impact on our mental well-being. Unfortunately, this habit has become more prevalent in recent years due to social media. With everyone posting their best moments online, it's easy to fall into the trap of comparing ourselves with others and feeling inadequate. But don't worry, there are methods to stop this habit, which I will share with you later. For now, just remember that comparing ourselves with others is a surefire way to weaken our mental state. The fourth bad habit is constantly trying to read the room and gauge other people's reactions. This can lead to difficulty saying no and being taken advantage of, or becoming a people pleaser who constantly seeks to please everyone. Essentially, it means giving up control of your own life to others, which can weaken your mental resilience. However, there are effective methods to break free from this pattern, which I will talk about soon. The fifth bad habit that weakens mental toughness is the habit of worrying about things that can't be changed, such as something a colleague who you don't like said or something you did in the past. It's a waste of energy to keep ruminating on the past or other people's actions, as you cannot control them. So, how can you break this habit? There are effective ways to do it. So, returning to the first bad habit we need to break, is taking other people's opinions too seriously. The solution is to practice rebuttal, a technique recommended by leading positive psychologist Martin Seligman. It's a simple method where you challenge negative statements made about you or your abilities. For example, if someone tells you that you're not good enough to achieve your goals, you need to tell yourself, "I believe in myself and my abilities. I am willing to work hard." Of course, you don't have to say it out loud, you can say it in your head. By practicing rebuttal, you can avoid relying too much on other people's opinions and avoid damaging your self-esteem. This will help you develop mental toughness, as you won't be affected by negative comments or criticism. It's worth noting that the practice of rebuttal can also be applied to self-criticism. When you find yourself being overly self-critical, you can challenge those negative thoughts by asking yourself if they're really true or if there's another perspective you haven't considered. By doing so, you can develop a more balanced and realistic view of yourself, which can ultimately lead to greater self-acceptance and self-confidence. So, make a habit of practicing rebuttal, both in response to external criticism and your own self-talk, and you'll be on your way to a healthier and more resilient mindset. The second bad habit to break is maintaining the status quo, but the solution is simple: try something new. It could be anything: a hobby, a new skill, reading, exercise, meditation, a side hustle, or anything that interests you. For example, you could challenge yourself by trying a new recipe, buying a camera and taking up photography, or growing plants. By trying something new, you will inevitably experience growth. Even if it's only for a short time, the feeling of growth is nourishing for the mind and can lead to increased mental toughness and a sense of vitality. It's natural to feel skeptical about your ability to stick with something, but even if you try and decide it's not for you, it's still a growth experience. Plus, even if it only lasts 3 days, the experience can still provide a great conversation starter and be a growth opportunity in its own right. The third habit to break is the tendency to feel down when comparing oneself to others. The solution to this is to clarify your own values and what is important to you. For example, for me, the 3 most important things are my family, my work, and gratitude. As long as my family is healthy and I can support them, and I am able to feel grateful, I can live a happy life. I don't care if my friend is building a big house or my high school buddy is succeeding in business. Those things are not important to me, so I don't feel bad about myself when comparing. Clarifying your own values and what is important to you has been proven to have a powerful effect on mental health. Research from Stanford University and the University of Waterloo in Canada has shown that it can increase self-esteem, reduce stress, increase self-control, and even make you more loving. So, how do you figure out what is important to you? You can start by brainstorming on your own, or by searching for personal values online to find lists that can be helpful. Choose 3 values that are most important to you and write them down on paper. Keep them in mind and live your life accordingly, and the tendency to compare yourself to others will naturally decrease, making your mental health stronger. Moving on to the 4th habit, it's the tendency to constantly seek approval from others and gauge their reactions. The technique to overcome this habit is reciting the Gestalt prayer. The Gestalt prayer is a poem created by Friedrich Perls, a Jewish psychiatrist who founded Gestalt therapy. It goes like this: I do my thing and you do your thing. I am not in this world to live up to your expectations, and you are not in this world to live up to mine. You are you, and I am I, and if by chance we find each other, it's beautiful. If not, it can't be helped. By reciting this prayer every morning, you can gradually reduce the amount of unnecessary concern you have for what others think of you. You won't be easily swayed by their demands or reactions. If you tend to constantly seek approval from others, give this simple technique a try and see how it can help you. The 5th habit is worrying about things that cannot be changed. The technique to stop this is to clarify what can and cannot be changed. Generally, the past and other people cannot be changed, but the future and oneself can be. Let's say you have an ice cream shop and sales are not going well due to continuous rainy weather. What cannot be changed is the weather, but what can be changed is coming up with ideas for ice cream that can sell even on rainy days, such as creating Instagram-worthy ice cream. By focusing on what can be changed and putting it into practice, energy will begin to flow. When you are able to solve problems with your own strength that you thought were hopeless previously, you gain confidence and your mental strength increases even more. In Adlerian psychology, this method is called self-determination, which means that you can create a better future with your own power and that you can do something about it. When you understand this, your motivation towards life increases and your mental strength increases rapidly. The goal is to improve your mental toughness. There are many ways to achieve this, but the most crucial step is to break free from habits that weaken it. In this video, we highlighted 5 common habits that can have a negative impact on your mental health. If you can relate to any of these habits, we encourage you to try the techniques we suggested to overcome them. Although it may take time and effort, eliminating these bad habits can significantly strengthen your mental resilience. Mental toughness can make a world of difference in your life, so it's worth striving for. Thank you for watching until the end, and if you could hit the subscribe button, it won't affect my mental toughness, but it will help the channel reach others.